This episode brought to you by MaxEffortMuscle.com. We got some great inspiration, motivation, some good roundtable talk. Danny, it's a good episode.
Yeah, your quote was stolen, but
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it was all good. Shout out Cole. But
yeah,
we got a lot of
Follow him
inspiration
on
and knowledge
TikTok.
bombs. Yeah. Neck roll.
It was good. Trayvon?
Yeah, I mean, this episode will definitely make you do like a lot of self-reflecting and shit, so it's a good one.
Self-reflecting, we're talking about what's inspiring us. A lot of good stuff on this, guys.
No, I think that the conversation went a lot of different directions, but you will come out of this episode a better person and really thinking about quality items, which is what we do here on the motherfucking Roundtable.
Yeah.
Let's go to the show. Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G at Small Arms, Danny at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. We are back on the microphones. How we doing today, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
Trey?
Chilling.
Yes, you are. All right. Brought to you by MaxEffortMuscle.com, of course. My idea was one piece of content, quote, saying, song lyric.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Is yours a song lyric?
No, I mean, could be.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's inspired us potentially lately because, you know, everyone's looking for inspiration from time to time, and then we'll kind of weigh in on it. So, easy format. Daniel, I feel like you have something. You're really scrolling there.
Well, I was kind of going between two things. One of them was
You usually go between two things, Danny.
Yeah, come on now. Jeez.
I feel like Danny's going to go with a quote. He's always got banger quotes.
He's a slut for a good quote.
He's just fucking
I am
ready
a
with
little-
quotes.
like
slut
you little
whore,
slut,
yeah.
little slut whore. That's what I said. He usually goes between two things.
All right.
Well,
He's the guy on the Megatron.
that guy's a degenerate.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
You have degenerate
Yeah.
tendencies.
Go to the starting nine.
You're
and
really,
tune in.
you're really, hey, you're a really disciplined guy with a lot of degenerate tendencies.
I am. How about all of us?
but it's all like middle school degenerate tendencies.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
You can laugh at a
Shit.
picture by
That's
yourself.
so. We'll get serious in a second. Somebody said that to Will Compton. They were like, "This guy ain't even a good football player. He just made a living on middle school humor."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "That's fucked up." But of course, everyone thinks middle school humor is funny.
best.
Yeah.
I mean, you say wiener. That's what,
Yeah.
that's
No,
your
wiener's
word.
one of my favorite ones to say.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. Ready, Danny? Go ahead. Now let's get serious.
Jesus Christ.
We got to get out of the way.
Yeah,
It only took
yeah.
like 30 seconds in the podcast for it to come out. But all right.
All right.
Wiener.
How about this? So I've been diving into some like Jim Rohn stuff a little bit here and there.
Yeah, Jim Rohn's voice is interesting.
Yeah.
Kinda twangy.
Yeah, it wasn't like what I was expecting. I
Yeah,
think.
he sounds like
Yeah.
an old like country dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna read the whole thing, it's like 3 sentences. So I already sent this to you, but
Okay.
don't wish it was easier. Wish that you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. We don't get paid for time.
It's fucking real good. Break
So-
it down, Danny. Break it down. Why did it inspire you?
I don't know. I think it just like I just immediately think of like the corporate marketplace where you're clocking in, clocking out, collecting the paycheck, no matter what you're doing. So I used to work at a Fortune 500 I think company
For sure.
And that's exactly how it was. It didn't matter. I mean, you could totally lowball everything and do the bare minimum or even sometimes less than the bare minimum and still scrape by and still collect a paycheck. But I feel like that's just like the complete wrong mentality, especially when you're exposed to something like this environment or if you're actually trying to progress in your career. We always talk about over-delivering, going the extra mile, and that's always stuck with me ever since I started working with you.
Yeah.
With like Core G Fitness, like in like late 2015, 2016. Is like I always told myself that this is totally 100% on me if I fuck this up, because
I feel the same way about myself too.
yeah, just because like I had the power to put more and more and more in, and then come up with ideas or shoot them to you to kind of to feed the machine to keep it going. So yeah, just trying to be I just try to make myself. I mean, wherever I am, whether it's Core G Fitness, Max Effort, I just try to make myself as valuable as possible so that I'm basically irreplaceable.
Yeah.
That's like the way I kind of process.
Well, good, because I don't want to replace you.
All right. Good to know.
The thing I love about that quote, Danny, or just that statement, is that when I run up against things I don't know how to do, that's the first thing I think. Like, is this a skill that I can learn potentially? Now, a lot of it needs outsourced. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Any of you guys do. But there's certain things business-wise when I'm looking at, like, all right, I need to understand. I need to wish, like you said, like, go attain a skill or an understanding so I can manage it better. You know what I mean? And so I always think, like, when I run up against something like, where do I need to get better at? Right now, my main thing is trying to get more organized. Like, I've always prided myself on kind of being a shoot from the hip guy, but the reality is, like, I need to be more organized. Even if it's just a tiny bit, that'll help me, right? Because we're trying to manage so many things and create content and do all that. And so I took a kind of page out of that I think it's Ballantyne's book that I've been reading right now, and he had, I don't even know how I ended up with all this shit. I think he sent it to me for free or whatever, but it's got all these, like, organizational things. Yeah. And I'm like, well, fuck it, I'll give it a try for a couple days.
It's like a template almost.
Yeah, it's like a template, like, you know, to actually schedule your day. So when I said, yo, I'm out at 10 today, I actually have to be out at 10 because I'm going somewhere. But that's really what my schedule says today. So, I mean, y'all got in it.
Corey's running.
Yeah.
He's running his schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I might be a dangerous motherfucker if I actually have a schedule. I'm just saying.
It'd be hilarious if you had, like, an assistant. What that would even look like.
Well, I need to be my own fucking assistant first. Then I'll hire Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she'd be like, fuck off. But, okay, this is a good example. I've been more organized for about 48 hours, maybe 72. Danny, how far ahead are we on content right now?
We are basically through, like, August 18th, pretty much.
And today is August 4th. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just that alone. And what I noticed was putting it in place, even if I don't feel like, quote unquote, feel like doing it, it's there. So I just make myself. And if I didn't put it on there, I probably just wouldn't do it. So it's like, as motivated and as crazy as I am, it has helped a ton. So I was wishing myself more organized. So I'm trying my best to see what happens. So that,
are you like scheduling out, like, all right, I'm going to think about this from this hour, and then, you know, maybe later it's like I'm only making content from this part to this part and shit like that?
That's literally what I did the last couple of days.
It's a major key.
It's really worked a lot because I think, obviously, I'm trying to put a lot of time into max effort right now. So I need to be, we put time into everything. But I wanted to be really efficient when Treadway came over the other day for the TikTok content. Like, I've been putting out way more stuff publicly, too, than I have in a while. We're so efficient in the early morning of getting everything put together and you know what I mean? Like, it's so crispy that it's like I need the rest of my day to feel like that, whether it's here, whether it's the public stuff. And so we've had that wound tight from Core G Fitness for so long. It's like second nature. I need the other shit to be second nature too. And that's kind of what I'm working on. But you sent me that quote a couple weeks ago, or at least a week ago. And I remember thinking, God, I wish I was more organized. It's really just not natural for me at all. It just really isn't.
He states a lot of, like, really obvious stuff. It's like the classic case of that. You're like, oh, well, yeah, obviously. But it's none of the shit you do, like, at least consistently, probably.
I would say that most of things are like that. It's not hard to diet. No, I'm saying it's not, like, most people kind of know. You kind of know what you need to be doing, but it doesn't mean that you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, all right, well, I'm going to actually, like, like, I say, fuck it, I don't want to be like this, but let me try it and see how I am.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it's a breakthrough. Maybe, I mean, I feel like my wiener's growing. I feel like my chest is growing.
We all know that's
I feel like,
true.
you know, like,
He went B2C cup,
Yeah.
There you go.
This guy. All right.
21 days to yoke.
Trayvon, your turn.
So, I mean, I like the idea of, like from the quote, like just having skills in general. Like, it's like you said, like, you can't master everything and be able to know how to do everything, like, to its full, you know, to give it, like, its full everything that you can do. But, like, you should still have, like, an understanding and a basis, though, and, like, as many skill sets as possible, even if it's just, like, a basic understanding of, like, whether it's just, like, how long it takes for something to get done, or, you know what I mean, like, different things like that. So, and then you can, like, work better with other people. You also just have, like, a better so, and then, like, also, like, if you need to do it, you can also just figure it out then too. You just have, like, just a basic understanding.
All of
of
you
it.
guys have figured out elite skill sets that you execute on a regular basis. And then me asking, that's a good point, Trey, is I ask Cole this a lot. I don't know how long this is I don't know what my ask is actually asking of you because I can't do it. Yo, gee, this is actually like a day's worth of work. Well, I might think it's worth a fucking hour's worth of work. I don't know. Same with you when you're putting together edits. Like, so that communication from me to you guys was really important. So I know what I'm asking for. Mm-hmm. Most people don't think about it like that. They're just like, you know what I mean? And so I think that communication for the skill that I can't do I need you guys to do, and then having that understanding has helped me a ton and hopefully helped us work together better. You know what I mean? Because I value everybody's time at this table. So it's good.
For sure.
You want to weigh in on Danny's?
Yeah, actually that quote reminded me of so like whenever things get hard, like I tend to run towards it.
Yeah.
My natural
run in the
ability.
fire.
And I think it started in football whenever we were running sprints. And everyone
Okay.
just fucking hated doing that.
Yeah.
But
you're like, fucking I love it.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck it. Let's run some more.
Yeah,
give me more. And it made me think of Remember the Titans whenever they're doing fucking up downs.
Dude, I love them. I love that movie.
Yeah.
What is pain? French bread.
Yeah,
That plays in my head whenever shit gets going. I like that.
I'll tell you what, Remember the Titans Gettysburg scene is probably one of my favorite
It's
ones.
powerful.
Real
I mean,
powerful,
you have fucking
dude.
Denzel.
Well,
are you kidding me? Yeah.
Denzel
that's a
is just
windmill. That
fucking
ain't no jumper.
epic, bro. Yeah, I need to watch that movie with Andon. I think we watched it once. We need to rewatch. It's a fucking banger movie.
Has he ever watched Varsity Blues? Have
that
you
might
ever
be
watched Varsity
no,
Blues?
but isn't there a lot of degenerate stuff?
Oh,
on Varsity
yeah,
Blues?
but
That might
hey,
be
but
bad.
but
I'm not trying to.
Betty Bob gonna puke.
Yeah, but I think it could really help impact them. So that
Okay.
way, I think it impacted me.
I don't know. Uncle
I don't
Cole.
know. I don't know in what way though.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Well, it starts out they're playing Pee Wee football. I think he'd really. That's what
Okay.
attracted me to it. And our colors were blue and shit.
Yeah, I asked
like,
him
yeah,
about
this is me.
a couple of the kids that were new, and he looked at me. He's like, "Dad, I think they're gonna get lit up." Like he talking like a football guy.
That's
When we
good.
went to Top Golf, he was talking just mad shit.
He talks so much shit.
to
He's
me.
talking shit to Trey.
Fuck yeah.
Like Trey did hit it off the ceiling, which I've never seen happen
Yeah,
to
that was
top
a bad
golf
swing.
before. That's hard to do. That one, and when he would swing real hard and then it would just hop on the concrete
Yeah.
and then just fall over.
yeah.
But yeah, Andon was talking all
Yeah,
kinds of
What's
shit.
it like?
Shit,
What's
yeah.
his shit talking?
Well,
What's
because he
in-
was beating us.
Yeah.
And then
He
I
kept
was
telling
like,
me he was beating me.
yeah.
Oh, that's what he. Okay.
Oh,
It's like-
Trey.
Trey's
It's fucking. And then he started
But
talking.
like, but like
he started
make
talking
it,
shit
but
to
like
me.
make it known though. Like
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it
he's
very-
loud.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a little bit. Like he's like yelling from the other
Oh,
bed.
That's good.
Well, then I fucking smoked him by 100. I finally got like a spot and I just started scoring. I went 20. I didn't even like take my turn. I just hit 20 in a row because I made every one of them in one of the things, and I literally beat him by 100.
Yeah, he was locked in.
I was locked in. I looked over. Tyler's like we just kept rolling, dude. I was just smoking it. Anyway,
That's amazing.
all right. What was your quote lyric or whatever today, Trey?
So mine was like, what's been fascinating to me recently is like the psychology of like bad habits that people have.
Ooh, I like that.
So like I guess like at the end of the day, like really the only person that's like stopping everyone is like yourself, which
Facts.
is like just the base of it. But like what I mean, like everyone has like a bad habit that
Of course.
they're maybe like a little bit aware of, or they're not at all.
I would say most people are aware of it.
Yeah. But just like being able to identify those though, and then like maybe like figure out why you do them, or like how to get better at it, or like just shit like that.
What kind of sparked that? What'd you come across, or was it just your own thoughts?
There's a song.
Okay, I knew
What
it.
song? What
Which
song?
one is it? Is it the new Drake song?
Trey loves Drake.
I know he does. So does
He
Andon.
loves Drake.
Yeah.
I like almost got in an argument with some NFT dude on Twitter. Dude said Drake was like the best artist of all time, and I was like, bro, you're kidding me. And he was like, well, who do you think it is? And I said Michael Jackson, which
Oh.
I think is a respectable answer.
Yeah.
Like at least you
Yeah.
can argue it
Yeah.
over Drake, definitely.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And this
of course.
and this dude's like, Michael Jackson, what the fuck?
Trey out here arguing.
Yeah.
Who's your Mount Rushmore artists?
Probably like Michael Jackson, Kanye,
Get him.
Jay-Z,
Mm.
and Probably like Andre 3000.
Dude, I fuck with Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
So it was a song though. It's a song
Go ahead.
called "Bad Habits" by
From?
an artist called Steve Lacy.
Okay.
It's like R&B music.
Yeah, all right. Fuck
that
with
new?
R&B.
Yeah, it's pretty
Pretty
new.
new.
Yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
wet.
But I like that just like thought process, because a lot of people do multiple things daily that are definitely fucking bad for them. And then if you can unpack like on yourself, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Like, what am I searching for? What am I running from? Why am I sabotaging myself? That's an interesting thought process. I like that.
Yeah,
Trey.
or just like like how people have like a routine that they follow like every single day, or like at a certain point in the day that they do something specific like every time.
Yeah.
Like identifying those and like, is it helping you? Is it not helping you? Or like if you are doing it, like how much time is being spent on it in the first place? Like just being aware of that kind of shit.
I love when I'm doing things that I like that. I try to really think to myself, am I getting closer to what I'm trying to do, or am I getting further away by doing this action?
Man, it's pretty simple.
I used to think that when I would walk in my pantry and I got like 12 different things of chips there, because I got 3 kids, right? So we got Pringles, we got the hot Pringles for Andon, we got the fucking jalapeno potato chips for me. We got like basically, and I walk in and go, I want some of all of this, but this is taking me further away. And then I walk back out, and then I walk back in, and I go, okay. So anyway, all right. Cole, you want to weigh in on Trayvon's?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
I can go real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, you should even give me
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the first.
This is
I was
new-
getting
this
ready
is
to
the
say
new
my
famous-
shit, and then you hit
This
me
is the
with
new
Trey
famous
stuff. Yeah.
TikTok footballer. Go ahead.
My topic is somewhat about.
Okay,
that.
all right, good, good, Dave.
The first thing that I thought of was actually something that Linda sent me this morning.
Okay.
On that.
What up, wifey?
Yeah, what's up? Shout out.
Shout
no
out.
free shout outs, but not free.
Clip that guy.
Yeah.
So James Clear, he's like basically the modern day founder of habits. But
Yeah.
I mean, everything science and application related with this. So he always talks about like basically why can't you adopt the habit that you want to adopt? Like why can't you do that? Or what are the hurdles? So he takes it back to like the belief level. So like the identity, like what type of person do you want to be? Like
Yeah.
taking it down to that foundational
Yeah.
level versus just like writing down a plan and then like going cold turkey and then trying to like change everything all at once, and then that happens for 3 days, and then you're.
But that's really just the ideology of like a goal for yourself, saying like, this is the person I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not that person right now. What are the things limiting me? And it's usually these bad habits at certain times that are sabotaging you.
Yeah, like I think one of the examples he has in Atomic Habits, his book, was the simple example of like he had a guy that reached out to him, and all he did was he wanted to be the type of person who would go work out. So like he started out by going, like literally he would drive to the gym and he would only be there for 5 minutes and then he had to leave.
Oh yeah, I remember reading those.
Yeah, and then like obviously it snowballed, it compounded, he got more consistent, and then he inched that up and became more consistent over time. And then he lost like over 100 pounds just from that like simple starting point.
Just get there and do 5 minutes.
Yeah, just to get the momentum started.
That's part of it. That's good. All right.
So that made me think. I was just trying to look for the quote, but
Sure.
Naval. Have you read Naval's book? You read
No, I
Naval's book?
haven't, but I know of.
Definitely good read.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how, like, with all of like the elite people that he's like work with, the high level workers and stuff like that, they might be the most disciplined, creative people like that. But at some point, the motivation, the reels inside, like slowly fades away. He's like, it's just like human nature. But if you keep being consistent, it will come back. Which you talked
say
about
that's
the
what I
other
was going
day.
to talk
Yeah.
about today. Jim Jones is the one who dropped it, which I'm not even like a Jim Jones fan, the rapper, but I saw him on $1 Million Worth of Game, and he dropped that same thing. He was like, look, the motivation's going to like squander from time to time. But if you're just a consistent person with what you're about, when the motivation comes back to a level you're going to execute because you're already in the game. And that makes sense because I have over the years been a really consistent person, and I'm a fucking banger at sometimes, and I'm not a banger at sometimes. But if it's kind of that above the line, not below the line too much type of thought process. But when it starts rocking and you're fucking in it, you can really propel yourself. But I think a lot of people, when they lack the motivation, they also drop the consistency, and then you're double fucked. I'm only single fucked if I ain't got the.
Well, because you have such a strong baseline.
Correct. So I'd rather be single fucked than double fucked.
Yeah. Any day
right?
of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Cole?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think you need to put an entry on Urban Dictionary for what that means.
Maybe I don't want to know.
Just saying.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to know what it means.
Actually,
Danny.
yeah, there's probably already an entry. So
Yeah.
we'll scratch that. Yeah.
But I agree. I think that's just a huge point, dude, because I was listening to that. I think it was on my Explore page on IG, and I was like, this is like really, really good advice. Because what I know is my superpower is consistency. Because I realize that is how I'm going to win, because I'm not really that great at anything. But if I can be consistent, I can fucking win long term. And I think most people are probably in that bucket. Like, they're not fucking LeBron James. So you better be fucking consistent. And by the way, he's pretty fucking consistent, which is why he's great. So it's like the people that are great at something and consistent makes them even greater. So it's like, but if you want to, like, you know, kind of gain steam because of some things that aren't there, maybe potentially, whether it's in, you know, whatever you do, like, you have to be a consistent person. And the motivation or inspiration has to come from so many different things. I think that's why everything that's in front of me all the time, like even the stuff that Cole's made that's up here, like, you know, from Pac to Jordan to Kobe, like, that shit's all inspiring. We see it every day with our brand, you know what I mean, that he's made. The stuff that's behind us here, like, people don't realize that shit needs to be in front of you all the time, because you're trying to be consistent, trying to keep inspired, and trying to stay motivated. If you don't keep that stuff in front of you, you're going to have a hard time. I think it's important. That was good.
Yeah.
Real
Fuck yeah.
good. But you also stole my quote, but that's all right. I can find something else probably.
Okay.
Danny, you want to weigh in on that?
Well, I think we kind of just did.
Yeah, did you?
Well,
Okay.
all right. Here.
It's an
Hold on.
upcoming.
So
it's an
I can
upcoming.
find-
It's an
He was
upcoming
like-
daily
he was
fire.
like,
I do
no.
have
Yeah.
another one ready. If
Oh,
you want
shit. All right. Unless you got something cool.
I was just gonna talk
Go.
about like what has been inspiring me like creatively lately,
Please.
you know.
Do it.
So,
Triceps.
obviously football season's about to start. So this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
my time of the year where my creative goggles really come on, because I fucking love seeing what all the sports
Yeah.
teams styles are like
New
for the
unis.
new year. Because usually each season they'll well, not unis, more of like their social media
Oh,
like,
got it.
type shit. Because usually, you know, new season might be a new head coach. They want to fucking freshen things up.
Yeah.
And I view it as because, dude, college football, like their schedule, I know is chaotic as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to look at what they're making, being like, how are they making this like in a systematic way and artful and like colorful and the creative and like works all the time. So I've been like looking at each teams and kind of giving
Who's
like, my
banger?
power.
Who's got some bangers right now?
So obviously number one, Ohio State.
State, yeah.
They're always fucking banging. Now I know like their whole style of what they used to do like in 2017 and now has changed because they got some new people in there. But overall, I'm fucking with what they're doing. Of course.
Dude, I feel like we could clip this right now and that could be a TikTok.
yeah, it should.
You could fucking green screen it.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, I'm just letting you know,
so
Kyle. Okay,
I would
go
say
ahead.
Ohio State's number one. Close second is Iowa. Iowa's
Really?
shit looks really good. Yeah.
Okay, shout out to the Iowa dude.
Yeah, the Iowa dude's fucking killing it right now.
Yeah, okay.
They're doing like a lot of, I guess like they're taking a lot of real world elements and making them into design style, which
I'm gonna
I kind
check
of
it
fuck
out. So
with.
Iowa football count.
Iowa's
I'm gonna
really
check it out.
good. They're like photos and shit, how they color it, like the whole scheme looks really good. Dude, USC too. Since they got the new coach, I think they brought in some like freelance guys and they went in
Yeah.
and like kind of redid everything. It's fucking clean.
I know they just posted a pic of Kush whenever he was there because they were saying who's like the baddest motherfucker that's wore.
Yeah.
And they were like, they posted a picture of Cushing, but it said him and like Ronnie Lott, which is two fucking
Dogs.
Yeah.
dogs. But just like the way that it was on social,
The presence of it.
it was
yeah.
fucking
Dude,
sick.
I think like, you know, I think I'm a slut for like white backgrounds. If you use a white background in any kind of like design, because it's so easy to work off with a color.
Yeah.
And I think USC is doing it right
All right.
for sure.
Yeah, it's just
So
crispy.
they're like my top
They have a
three
good
right
color
now.
scheme for a white background. I feel like.
They
Yeah,
do.
of
Like, yeah,
course.
they really do.
Even though I hate USC.
Yeah.
Oh, you love them, Notre Dame.
They're trash.
That and dude, also like now there's like a lot of like recruits going on visits and stuff like that. So it's been interesting to see like how we like do the photo shoots.
Yeah.
The production that like I've seen Ohio State's. They had some crazy fucking backdrop with all these crazy lights. It's like that's some like.
Well, I
next
mean, the
level shit.
reality is for recruiting, for the NIL stuff, that their shit's got to be marketing. It's a fucking multi-million-dollar industry.
That's what I was thinking about. I was like, dude, like the creative teams for like these sports teams.
Yeah.
So
It's got to be like a business, man.
First off, the people who are taking those jobs are like, they're capping themselves on like the money that they probably should be
Yeah.
making. Like they're fucking, because if you think about it, they are literally the face of the brand.
Yes.
Sure, like the team's good, but no one's gonna fucking want to play for them if your shit looks like it was made on like Microsoft Paint.
They could get paid way more.
It's wild. And so seeing that there's like a whole big drama of like workers' comp and like shit like that. But I think with the NIL shit, I think they're going to start like paying high,
You're gonna have to.
top notch. And I think with NIL, that could take someone like Cincinnati, who is now getting a lot of steam. If they make their social shit like really pop, which it's getting pretty good,
Yeah.
they could legit be like up there for a while.
Dude, CJ
So I've been thinking about
Stroud,
that.
do you see what they said he's about to make?
What?
2.4.
Nuts.
Damn.
2.4 as a college
Yeah.
quarterback.
Let that sink in for a minute.
I mean, what a game fucking changer. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, if you're the starting quarterback at Ohio State, like, from a recruiting standpoint, you think you're going to make – why wouldn't the next guy make $3 million? I mean, it's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah. So that's been going nuts.
But amazing.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good because I'm going to go check out some of those accounts.
Yeah, there's a Twitter account called Skull Sparks.
Okay.
And they tweet out. They basically are like a fucking kind of like a news outlet, job board type thing. But they'll like
Say job whore?
job. No, they're like job posting. I don't know what I just said.
Job board.
Job
board.
Yeah,
I thought you
job
said
board.
job
Yeah.
whore. I'm like,
they'll,
what?
They'll like tweet out and like retweet. Oh, this is this team stuff. Like they'll just constantly
got
put
it.
it in. So it's like kind of you just go on
That's
there. You
pretty
can
cool.
scroll down through.
What's it called?
Skull Sparks.
Skull Sparks job
Yeah.
whore.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Shout
All
out.
right, all right. So now back to TikTok, right?
Please.
Whatever. I'm kind of turning into like this football guy on TikTok.
I
but-
mean,
but
on my For You page, I saw Cole with like 5,000 likes with his sunglasses on a green screen talking about fucking uniforms and shit and,
Yeah.
and face masks. It was awesome.
so, yeah. So
What's your
So-
account?
it's just Cole Susak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I'm thinking, I'm in a weird predicament because football is like me at heart. I'm a
sure.
big football guy, neck roll guy, which I think Twitter and the younger generation hasn't heard this perspective before.
Yes.
But so I have that going on. I have like the
Should you
artsy
do these
side.
in a neck roll?
I was
should
thinking,
you get a neck
well,
roll?
I was thinking about like I should, somehow do that. But now like
What if you did shirtless with fucking shoulder pads and a neck roll and then did your videos? You think people would fuck with that?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they would.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
gut.
yeah. So
Wouldn't take away.
I'm talking to some guys. We're trying to make a push for neck rolls to come back.
I agree with that.
Some like big, TikTok accounts. Maybe get the younger kids because the younger kids brought back the mullets.
Yeah.
You know,
Neck rolls got to be coming
now.
soon.
They need to bring back the neck rolls. Huge fucking shoulder pads, all that. I think the new Revo helmets, ugly, trash. I wouldn't let my kids step on the
Yeah.
field with those. But all right, so I got the football TikTok side going on, which is not what I really expected to get into, but whatever. Then I have that. Then I have like the artsy side and creative side, which I feel like that's another like face of like me.
Yeah.
Then I have the powerlifting side. Yeah. And I was just thinking, like, I have so much shit going on. Usually, a person only has like one thing that they're into, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like they're like, I'm only like a fitness guy. Like this is me, or like I'm only an
I
art
only
person,
wear
right?
Gymshark.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I only whatever.
Yeah.
And Naval had this quote that says, "No one is going to remember you past a certain number of generations, whether you're an artist, poet, conqueror, or anyone else." He goes, "You have to create your own meaning, which is what it boils down to, and you have to decide." And then he said, "No one in the world is going to beat you at being you." So like that inspired me. Like I got some like inner confidence to just like fucking own all of it.
I could tell that like on your, because I went through and saw a bunch of your football ones. I'm like, Cole's really in it right now. He's finding the groove.
Yeah.
And you ain't scared.
And you know, he talks about like there's
What the fuck is this book? I mean, you're
it's
really
the
inspired. I got to
the
write
Almanac
this down.
of Naval Ravikant. Peters is super big on.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's got some like banger quotes in there.
He's been on Tim's podcast multiple times.
Yeah, I've heard him.
He's
What's his name?
really good
Naval?
perspective.
Yeah, Naval.
Naval.
Yeah, his Twitter's pretty fire too.
All right, yeah. I'll get that.
Ballisms.
Take that.
Yeah,
I'll
where
get
was
that.
I going with this? But anyways, he was like I've been analyzing and like looking at brands I like, looking at certain people I like, and now it's like there's literally no one else doing what like I am doing and interested in what I'm in. So it's me now trying to like basically how do I make all the shit align and like come together to where it's like me? Because right now TikTok's a whole nother side of me, Instagram's a side of me, Twitter's a side of me, and I want to like try to bring it together.
Yeah,
and when you really owning like no one is fucking with me.
When you bring it together, you win.
Yeah.
I think it would be epic if you could somehow get some content with a couple neck roll, like legendary neck roll guys.
Yeah.
Zach Thomas.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Brian Cox. Like a lot of these dudes like probably ain't super busy now they're retired. That if you could be like, this is the best. This is like one of the best neck roll guys of all time.
What does wearing a neck roll mean to you?
Yeah, that would be epic. I'm just saying, good idea for content.
So
That's good. Here's one I'm gonna bring up before we get out of here. Is I was watching this thing with Kobe, and he talked about how he beats people, and I was like, all right, this is fucking epic. I wrote it down. Hold on. And he was like, all right, so I get up at 3 and I work from 4 to 6. Then I chill for a little while. Then I work from 9 to 11. Then I do this. Then I go from 2 to 4, and then I cap it off from 7 to 9. He's like, so basically I'm going to be 5 years ahead of everyone else because 1, no one's willing to do that. 2, I'm going to do it every day. And so like his skills, so he just explained like in a nonchalant interview how he killed everybody and that basically no one could fucking step to him. And it was like not even in an arrogant way. It was just because he literally did that for so many years. And I think he had it scheduled where I do this from 4 to 6. I work on this part of my game from 9 to 11. I work on this. And it was like I went 2, 4, 6. It's 8 hours. He's spending 8 hours on his game every day for what, 20? I mean,
It's
More
fucking
than that.
wild.
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how long he kept that schedule, but I'm assuming since he got to the league, at least, and he played for 20 years. So it's like minimum 20 years he kept that schedule. And I believe every fucking second of it because he's a fucking lights out killer, right? But then you pose, so then I'm going to ask the other question. He dies so young, though. Now he's a great one that no one, and he's forever going to be locked as Kobe, like roughly like right my age or whatever. We're never going to see Kobe as Bill Russell, as an old man, whatever. He's locked there. So is that amount of time to be that great at it? And everyone has to choose, I guess, this, and he chose. But it's like, because now he didn't really get the other part of life. You know what I mean? Because he spent all of his time doing this. It's 8 hours. So you go back and forth where you're like, obviously, if he knows he's getting cut at 40-something, does he still do that? I don't know. I just think it was an intro. I had multiple thoughts when I heard it because I can identify, like I'm a maniac like this. I could see, all right, well, I'm going to do shoulders from 9 to 11. I'm not, this isn't that far of a stretch for me. I'm fucking halfway there. But the reality is I still have in the back of my mind, there has to be there's other parts. You know what I mean? Because Rachel asked me this the other day. She's like, do you think you'd be further ahead if you had somebody more like you as your partner? Which I thought was a really interesting thing for her to say to me. And I said, yeah, maybe. But then when I think about it, I don't really know that that's to be true because I needed someone that could balance me out less crazy, right? She's still a disciplined person. There's still like she, never really interfered, but I couldn't just stay in a diet phase for fucking 5 years. Like there had to be like, I wouldn't be near as good of a dad. Like I wouldn't have those other parts of my life. I'm not saying Kobe wasn't. I'm just saying like it was one of those things where I saw that and was like, I could do that. And then I thought, but what else could I do? And so I don't know. It was just like one of those like I could see myself being like that, but then he's also his life stopped so young. Did you miss or did he live it exactly? I just wish I could get one 15-minute conversation that says, bro, would you still do it the same way if you knew you were done at 40? Or would you change a couple things to get more out of the other parts of life? I don't know. I don't know what the answer would be. I just thought it was an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's a lot to unpack there.
It is a lot.
There's
I
so
mean,
many
it
different
just-
ways to think about that, because if you think that, you know, if his mission was to become the greatest and stuff like that, then absolutely. And if you think that a piece of him was like, I want to try to make the biggest impact on like a younger generation as possible by doing this or anything like that, he achieved that
it.
too.
Yeah.
And then even after like his like career, like he was done playing, then he went on to like produce a show and
It's
won
sick.
what did he win
He won a Tony or one
a
of those
Grammy
awards.
or Emmy
yeah.
or whatever,
Emmy,
whichever
Emmy.
one it is.
Yeah.
Like that's like
Yeah,
very
epic.
impactful. So
Sure. Just
I don't know.
it's an interesting thing to
I
think
think
about.
it just comes down to what do you want the most.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know. It's easy.
Well, everyone does this thinking that other part of life that you talked about was going to be just as long as the first part. That's kind of my point, right? You're not really guaranteed the second part. Not even really guaranteed the first part.
yeah.
That's where I think it's more of the thought. Like the commitment of what you said, 100%. Kobe probably thought he was going to live till he's 90.
Probably.
So the concept, which we'll never know, of does anything change if you're not going to live to 90? Are you less of a maniac when you think your expiration is less? And I don't know what that looks like. I'm just thought it was an interesting thing. That's just the first thing I thought about when I saw the thing.
I mean, right now for me, I mean, I feel like I always go back to this now that I have a little girl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is like setting up boundaries in certain parts of the day. Because like when I'm here, I try to be as effective and efficient as I possibly can, so I can go home and not have that to do floating up over my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can actually, be there. Because like I was just saying to Linda yesterday, it's like something like there's like little subtle changes every single day. And I'm like, man, this would really suck if I missed all this shit. Like it would really suck. It would really bother me. So I mean, that at least that's my answer.
Yeah.
So but,
I think this schedule didn't have a lot of boundaries, though.
no, for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
But like, yeah, like if he's, if that's what he wanted the most, I mean, yeah,
He achieved,
absolutely.
to Cole's point, he achieved it all.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do you think, Trey?
I mean, it's a lot to
Absolute.
take in for sure, but like kind of like off of what Danny said, I think it's just like something that's like subjective to like
Yeah.
everybody in life, and really at the end of the day, like what do they personally want to like, get out of it,
Sure.
So like if that's what he wanted, then
Yeah.
he definitely achieved that. But like also though, I guess like too though, if that's what he wanted, but he also wanted these other bits and pieces though, then
That's, I think, my bigger point. If you knew, would that still be as aggressive? Because the other question I would ask myself a lot is, if I knew what it would take, would I still do what I did? Like, I knew how hard it was going to be to get to this point, and I would still sign up for it, again, 1,000,000%. But then, like, I think about this, and I think, well, if I knew I was done tomorrow, would I still sign up for the exact same thing? I don't know.
that's a question.
I don't know.
Nobody ever knows though. So.
That's my point. That's why it's one of those things you can't really know the answer for, but I just thought it was interesting to think about.
No, yeah.
I think
100%.
just to think about it is good.
No,
Not even
it is.
necessarily having
That's
an
why
answer.
that's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Because I was super motivated by the fucking video, but the first thing I thought about was that. I was like, I wonder if this motherfucker would sign up for this again.
Yeah.
The answer is probably yes, from Kobe's standpoint, I think. But, it is interesting. It's pretty fucking heavy.
it's super heavy.
But we're provoking thought here at the round
Yeah, it makes you
table.
want to do some like internal reflection.
Right?
I've been having a lot of those thoughts lately.
Yeah.
Well, another thing I keep thinking about that Ryan Holiday visits a lot in his stoicism stuff
Yeah.
is he talks about Alexander the Great
Mm-hmm.
and like his grand goal was to take over the fucking world. Like he
Legitly.
wanted to be like, it was like world conquest, right?
Yeah.
But then he always talks about his mule driver, and guess what? They're both buried in the same fucking ground. And it was like, all for what?
See, that's
So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
man.
Denzel always said. Like, you can't take a U-Haul with your hearse.
Yeah, you can't.
There's never
yeah.
a U-Haul behind the hearse.
Yep.
You can't take it with you. He said the Egyptians tried and they got robbed. That was like one of my favorite things I saw Denzel. He's like, and the Egyptians tried, and they got robbed. They tried to put him in the tombs.
Shout out
With
Denzel.
him. Yeah, Denzel should get all the free shout outs. The fucking beast. What I saw a thing about him the other day, and he said that like this second part of life is all about teaching now. And that, you know, because he was so blessed, he had so many opportunities, he messed up so many times. But so I've went through a bunch of his videos. I mean, he says a lot of the same stuff depending on where he's, you know, speaking at, but they're all fucking absolute fire. But so when you think about the thing he did with Remember the Titans, like that shit is like second nature, bro. That's just him. Like I'm sure a lot of that shit is scripted. I get it, but I bet a lot of it is just real Denzel
natural.
talk.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's super inspiring. Well, and he had this like crazy, I don't know if you guys know the story, he had like crazy revelation from like some old lady at his mom's beauty shop. Like he said he was failing out of Fordham, I believe, which is like pretty smart school. He was in his mom's beauty parlor and this lady was getting her hair done or whatever. And she looked at him and said, "You're going to travel the world and help millions of people." And he was like, "Well, that sounds awesome, but right now, you know, it's not looking real fucking promising." But he said that he remembers it when he talks about it. He remembers the exact day it was. It was that impactful on him. The lady, the day, the time, and he talks about it. When he talked about the story, I was like, damn. But he's like, she just saw something in me and just felt like she needed to tell me that day. So crazy. So Denzel, if you haven't been down the Denzel rabbit hole on content other than his movies, you should definitely try YouTube. There's a bunch of good shit. So I don't know how you couldn't be inspired by today's episode.
Yeah, there's definitely takeaways.
A ton. Kyle should have 1 million fucking clips,
Yeah.
including the one that you definitely could do a TikTok on.
I should do a TikTok.
Everyone go follow Cole's TikTok.
I've been thinking away. How can I fucking merge like art and sports and all of it together?
Yeah. Well, I think you bringing in the crowd for football. And then
That's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, I'm a sports guy that does creative shit. I'm not the opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So
I fucking love it.
trying to mix it up.
All right. Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G at Small Arms. Danny at Trey Speed and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. We are out.